From Nutrien Ag Solutions, this is Senior Meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your Canadian Prairie weather story for Monday, May 22nd, 2023. We'll start off looking at the satellite picture, and we've got some change making its way into parts of Western Canada, some jet stream flow associated with a trough over the Pacific Ocean that's finally delivering some upper-level lift and some precipitation to the region. Some areas that badly need it as well. Central and northern Alberta specifically going to be targeted by some shower and thunderstorm activity over the next 48 to 72 hours, and that's finally going to kind of peel back the fire risk that we've seen blossom over the last 14 days or so. Now, still a lot of active hotspots. We'll take a look at this as of Monday morning. Quite a few active fires across portions of central and western Alberta into north central Saskatchewan, and that's going to mean we've still got the smoke in place here, at least over the next 24 to 48 hours across parts of central and southern Alberta. We'll finally get some relief here as we move into the day tomorrow, and then that includes parts of southwestern Saskatchewan as we get later into Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Now, we're not going to immediately put out all the fires here and get rid of all of the fire, the smoke, or I should say the fire impacts here across the region. Still quite the situation that we've seen, explode over the last 10 to 14 days. But some good news here as we bring in some relief, both in the form of better weather conditions here, kind of stopping the spread of the fires, but then also some jet stream flow to kind of blow the smoke out of here that's been rather stagnant over the last couple of weeks. Now, here's the fire risk today. Again, still extreme across the Alberta-Saskatchewan border, across much of central and southern Saskatchewan, but that begins to fall as we head into the day tomorrow. This is Tuesday's risk, so slowly starting to peel this back as we bring in some shower and storm activity to the region. Still quite on the mild side here. Monday morning, temperatures already in the mid-teens across parts of southern Alberta and southwestern Saskatchewan. Much cooler as you make your way off to the east. Temperatures only in the lower to middle single digits across parts of central and southern Manitoba here on this Monday morning. And that is because we felt much more of the influence in the ridge of high pressure across the west and more in the way of influence from this trough to the east across parts of Manitoba. We're starting to get some of that northerly flow across the region. So kind of watching the impacts of this trough finally starting to make its way in here. This is what's bringing the shower and thunderstorm activity, and I'll put this into motion. And the biggest thing that we can really glean from this long-range pattern is that I have got very low confidence in where this is going, honestly, but beyond days 5 to 7. Like, we've got these rain chances here in the next 3 to 4 days, but then the jet stream flow across North America becomes extremely disoriented, or I should say disorganized, not disoriented, but disorganized here with a couple of cutoff lows, a couple of areas of high pressure, and a couple of kind of weak blocking patterns here across the region. So not something that I think is going to slow down the pattern over the next 2 weeks, but one that really adds a lot of uncertainty into the pattern here as we look at the last days of May, the first days of June. Here's another way to look at this, the 500 millibar height anomalies, and bring it back here to the start. Pretty clear cut. We've got this subtle little trough making its way into the prairie. This one's bringing that chance for rain, finally mitigating the extreme fire risk across the region. And then as we head into the end of the week, what we really kind of see continue to set up is this trough across the southeastern U.S., and then troughing here across the Pacific. We're seeing this subtropical jet stream feeding into parts of the southwestern United States in a way that we really haven't seen over the last few years. But north of that really leaves us rather disorganized and rather uncertain. So as we take a look at the precipitation forecast, we've got high confidence in the next 3 to 4 days as we see this little low lift into the region. I'll go ahead and we'll step through day by day and look at the timing on some of this precipitation. Let me go ahead and animate this one more time. We'll bring it back to your Monday. Much of the precipitation focused on Alberta today, but we start to see those showers and storms lift into southwestern Saskatchewan late evening into the early overnight tonight. Then as we get into the day on Tuesday, showers and storms mostly focused across the Highway 16 corridors. That area of low pressure begins to lift into the region. And then additional little disturbances here with the chance for some scattered showers, maybe a few thunderstorms moving into Saskatchewan and Manitoba as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. So unfortunately, if there's one area that kind of misses out here, it's parts of southern Alberta where the precipitation I think is going to be a little bit more hit or miss over the next 3 to 4 days. You can see that here with the NAM model, the precipitation forecast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday into the first half of Thursday. Again, much of Monday's precipitation focused right here across western, central portions of Alberta, Grand Prairie, Edmonton, Calgary, a good chance for showers and storms Monday, maybe into the day on Tuesday. Much of this occurs Monday night into Tuesday across central and southern Saskatchewan. And then here is that little area across southern Alberta that I think may see more miss than hit. But as we look deeper into the week, maybe into the weekend, we do see additional chances for at least isolated to scattered showers and storms lifting into the prairie over the weekend. This is the European model forecast through Saturday. Again, heaviest right here across portions of western and central Alberta. A lot of this falling over the next 48 hours. This in the next 48 to 72 hours, and then question marks here as we get into the weekend. Why the question marks? Well, we'll take a look at the European model. We'll take this through the next 10 days. Again, here is your Monday. This is your Tuesday. Again, seeing all of the heavy precipitation here as the flow kind of comes up against the Rockies. An intense area of low pressure, breezy and rainy in the Grand Prairie and Edmonton area. Again, maybe similar conditions in Calgary as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. You can kind of see this frontal boundary right here connecting an area of low pressure to the east to that one across Alberta as we get into Tuesday. And it's along that frontal boundary we'll see those showers and storms during the day on Tuesday, perhaps lingering into Wednesday before we start to lose that upper level support. This is your Wednesday forecast, a little more hit or miss, focused mostly on central and southern Saskatchewan. And then we get into the day on Thursday. Precipitation starts to come to a pause here Thursday and Friday. Still see that frontal boundary kind of lingering back across parts of across Manitoba, maybe southeastern Saskatchewan into the day on Friday. And then the weekend is where I've got low confidence. You see the European model keeps these scattered showers and storms kind of south of the U.S. And Canada border, but the GFS is a little more optimistic and kind of continues to lift that upper level support into the area, keeping at least scattered showers and storms in the forecast. And honestly, it feels a little odd to lean optimistic, but I kind of lean toward the GFS solution. I think we'll still see at least isolated to maybe widely scattered shower and storm activity making its way into the prairie as we get into the weekend. That would be May 27th, 28th, maybe into the 29th. So we will see what we're looking at here as we get into early next week, but big questions over the weekend. I think we'll keep at least isolated rain chances in the forecast. The other thing we're going to keep in the forecast is warm temperatures. We'll see some fluctuation day to day, but by and large, over the next 10 days, temperatures on the warm side of average across the prairie. What does that look like in some of our select cities here? Calgary, you're bouncing around between maybe 21 to 24 for your highs over the next week. Edmonton, very similar, anywhere between 25 to 20 degrees, warming back up towards the end of the week. Again, here's the rainy next couple of days, a little bit cooler there. Saskatoon, a high of 31 today, extremely warm, but then cooling off just a bit. Still on the warm side of average, though, as we head through the rest of the week. And a very similar look in Regina. And here you go. Winnipeg, 28 today, 24 tomorrow, 22 on Wednesday, back to the upper 20s as we finish out the week.